Alright, you masters, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to do a thought experiment, and it is an experiment that could be handy to yourself to evaluate yourself as how much of an asset you can be if shit would hit the fan to other groups and other people, uh, or during an evacuation. For example, this is a thought experiment. If you are, if there is a world scale disaster and they are going to building some type of ark like in that movie. I don't know what the movie was, but it was like the governments of the world built certain arcs that would survive the asteroids or and giant floods that tsunamis that would come from it, and they only selected the certain people. In this movie it was most likely the influential people, the rich people, but yeah, if they would be more yeah, they also took people with certain skills, of course. But imagine there is, let's say, sort of, doesn't matter if it's small scale or big scale, there is an evacuation and they can only take the certain amount of people, and they need the people with the most skills, the best skills, or perhaps the best health, genetic, whatever it is. uh, you must wonder to yourself in this experiment, what are the reasons they would take me and what are the reasons they would not take me. So I'm going to do this to myself now and see what if I would be allowed on the boat. Excuse me, my nose is a little bit runny. All right. So what are my skills? Well, my skills are, I got a mechanical design degree, so I can work almost any metal with any machine and a CNC and that's this kind of stuff. So that would be handy for a building. Uh, I got yeah, years of training and expertise in survival, so that's also very handy, especially in yeah survival situation. I got a first aid degree, so yeah, I can do basic medical help. Uh, I'm a writer. Uh, yeah, perhaps not that big, but can be handy to have someone who can write and can be a philosopher and this kind of stuff and tell stories. Remember a lot of stories because you read a lot of books. By the way, there will be a link in the description to my first book called Bloody Crosses is a Detective. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, take a look. All right. Next thing I would say is I got experience with firearms. Uh, I got tactical training in military simulations, so I can do small scale tactical uh, conflict. Another thing, I'm an amateur gardener, so I can grow. I have basic knowledge of growing stuff, so could be handy. I know how to process meat and animals and their hides, which can be perhaps be handy because a lot of people, the not a lot of people in the world do this, and yeah, uh, yeah, in the world here in Europe, for example, I say if there is a lot of people going on board who has done more of how do you say this, that they are academical training instead of this kind of yeah, more worldly training. Uh, I can do navigation, map reading. Uh, I know how to sew, so I can make make clothing last longer or repair them. I got experience with CBRN, chemical, biological, radioactive, and nuclear materials. So how to protect yourself, the protocols, procedures, how to work saving it, and also training in wearing it for a longer time. So that's also something. All right. So those were, I would say, the list of things I would say on my skill list. I would say it looks pretty good for a very big disaster. I would be a good guard, soldier, military, or working in the metal factory. So yeah, to rebuild or to protect if needed. So who knows? Uh, for physically, I would say I'm healthy. I'm rather healthy. I would say I almost never get sick. Yeah, I got a running nose now because I there is a lot of dust in my mattress now, so it sticks for a half an hour and then it's gone. Another thing is I'm fit. I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, so yeah, I can hike 4 days with with a 20 kilograms backpack on my back in wild terrain that goes up and down. So yeah, I would say I'm generally fit. I'm not an athlete, but I can do very long walks and carry uh, big loads because I've done a lot of construction work. So yeah, I'm used to working out. Uh, Mentally, I'm very good. Uh, I used to be kind of depressed when I was just getting out of high school, but yeah, which person would not be in this kind of mood when their dreams were crushed and they had just got into the world, out in the working world, and know who they are, what they should do, thinking about the future, and it was bleak at that moment. But now I'm better than ever again because I'm now in balance. Um, Another thing is I got 11 years. I got a stable job. So yeah, perhaps not necessarily for the end of the world kind of scenario, but it shows you in the record that I'm able to maintain a job, that I'm not just quitting after, after every 2 days at a new job. So yeah, that could be a little bit of a good boy point, perhaps is the term. I got a clean criminal record, two parking tickets and one speeding ticket. So yeah, it's not like I'm a criminal would do mischief on the arc. Uh, Blood type, I got blood type O negative, which is like 7% of the people, which is a universal donor, which can be very helpful for donating blood for all the other blood types in the arc if there is a medical emergency. Could be handy. I'm a swimmer. Yeah, I'm a swimmer. Yeah, I know how to swim. Might sound stupid, but there are a lot of people who can't swim, and I'm always surprised by it. But yeah, it's something positive, I would say. Uh, got good lungs. I got 119% lung capacity. My perfect eyesight. Uh, I'm emotional stable. I'm an introvert, which can be handy in an arc scenario, because you perhaps you will be isolated a long time for doing certain jobs, or you will be perhaps closed up because of quarantine in things. And that way, perhaps it's better to be able to be alone for certain tasks for a long time, and certain people cannot do that. These extrovert people will go crazy or do stupid things if they are alone for more than 1 day. So yeah, that could be an asset, I would say. I got no addictive personality, so that's also very good. That people in stress who are who have been had trouble with addictive substances or acts, if they are going on the arc and it's not longer available, they can crash out, they can get up psychosis or whatever, they can cause trouble, or they find another substance to replace it, and can be detrimental to the supplies of the arc. Uh, I'm a cold lover. Yeah, I don't like heat, but I thrive in cold weather. So send me to the Arctic, and I would be a happy boy. Uh, no, I got no claustrophobia. So if you're in an arc in small spaces, no problem for me. During military simulations, I was always the one of the few guys who went into the very small tunnels with all their gear, and I even thrived in those small tunnels. Was no problem until they threw a smoke bomb in one of those tunnels. That was a little bit of a pickle. Uh, uh, Maybe it sounds stupid, but I'm able to kill because I raise animals on my small farm, and yeah, sometimes you have to kill one of them to process the meat, or by hunting. And a lot of people, I would say, a lot of people, if they have to, they will be able to, if their circumstances are right. But a lot of people start off uh, not against. They don't like even the idea that they would even believe that they would be able to kill. So that's perhaps a little bit of a plus side if it's necessarily the in one of those situations. I got no allergies. Perhaps a little bit of how do you say, tomato allergy, but that has been going down much in the last years. and I'm not lactose intolerant, so there are certain food types that are on board containing milk. I got no problem. I will not fart and gas everyone inside. So yeah, these would be the plus points that I would have to as a sort of CV to show one. Hey, these are my skills and what's good about me. Can I enjoy it? And now we're going to talk about what what are my downsides, what are my disadvantages, what would be detrimental to the org. First of all, point one, I'm a male. Yeah, I know this perhaps sounds sexist, but if there is an org, you only need this much amount of males, and to reproduce, you need at least more females. Uh, so yeah, that's a dark reality of repopulation. But yeah, that's one of the things that are against me. Uh, I failed the army 2 times. I was kicked out. I was kicked out, but yeah, it's on record that I was kicked out. But the reasons, I was young, and the first time I was kicked out was because I was overweight. 3 months later, I lost 20 kilograms, and I could try again for the selection tests, and I was disqualified because I these are the words from the army guy, the how do you say this, the one who does the psychological tests. They said I was not aggressive enough for the function. Yeah, all your life you've been taught in high school, never hit back, don't use violence, don't even draw things about violence, and then you get out of school, you go into the army, you do your tests, and they say you're not aggressive enough. So yeah, that's their loss, I would say, for not giving the chance. I would was another thing. Um, for physical, I would say two things are perhaps against me. Uh, my wisdom teeth. So that means that my wisdom teeth all went horizontal, which can be uh, a problem for next generations, I would say, because if I would give that through, yeah, that's something. And also, when I was a baby or a very small child, I became deaf and I had to needed an operation for that. So if I would reproduce and there's a chance that that child would also need that operation. So that's also against me. I got vertigo height. So if I have no problem standing on a mountain. I have no problem standing on a roof. But from the moment I have to do something on a ladder or something that is wobbly on a height, mm, I get a little bit dizzy in the head. So that would be a little bit, yeah. That's the other. That's the other side. How to say this? The flip side of being in small tunnels, I would say. Um, I don't do well in heat, like I said. I'm a cold frog. Put me in the Arctic, I thrive. But put me in summertime in very much heat. I'm useless then. I go slow. I cannot think straight. I get tired very easily then. So I hate summertime. Summer heat. Like I can work in the sun, no problem. But if it's like constantly this tropical heat, yeah, I don't thrive well in that. So that would be a problem if the arc would go to Venus or something. Uh, I probably have a type of color blindness. I'm not sure about this. I've never been tested, and in the army they didn't find it. But I had enough encounters where people say that the color that I said it was not the color. So yeah, that's not the biggest problem because it's a certain type of color blindness. But yeah, could be an it could also be an asset because if you think about it, during World War II, they tried to get soldiers who were colorblind to look at pictures, and they could see fake camouflage in pictures different from colors, and they could spot them right away. So that's perhaps an asset, perhaps even at. Uh, Another thing, I'm a bit of a wise guy. I always question. I do what I've been told, but I also question things. Could be a good thing, but in a tight situation like an arc, where no mistakes could be afforded, yeah, I'm a person who likes to learn from his mistakes, and yeah, that would be not the best time to be a wise guy. Uh, I'm not an extrovert, like I said, I'm an introvert. And perhaps if you are with a lot of people in a small space, you need to be more extrovert, perhaps. But yeah, I'm not that. I hate big crowds. I hate loud people. Uh, I need so my social battery to be drained from with a walk from time to time. So yeah, that's perhaps not a good thing in that situation. Uh, Another thing, I'm not musical. I cannot sing, and I cannot play an instrument. I cannot read notes. So yeah, perhaps it can be handy for a morale that somebody could play an instrument, but whatever. Last thing I would say is I got how do you call this misophonia, which is so which is the thing that if there is certain noises, they can torture you. For example, I can be in a mess hall eating with hundreds of people, and between all that clanging of the forks and the plates and the talking, I can hear that one guy in the room smacking. I I fucking hate smacking noises and eating noises. It's weird. I never thought about it till I learned about this, but I always had this in certain scenarios, and I would always get sick, literally sick, from hearing those noises, and nothing else in the room would matter. I would only hear that guy smacking, and it would annoy the shit out of me. And perhaps that could be very annoying. There are not many other sounds that I don't like. Howling of babies, perhaps, but it's usually reserved for smacking and eating noises that and slurping noises that really gets to me and make me sick. So, uh, this was my take on these thought experiments. I hope you can do this, make your own list, the same, and yeah, make you think about your skills and what you can contribute to an orc if shit would hit the fan. Uh, yeah, like, subscribe, all good stuff, man. See you in the next video. Cheers.